These are some of the lucky ones, survivors of the earthquake, boarding a huge American Air Force transport plane on their way to safety in the United States. And this is what they are leaving behind. In this area of the capital, high up on the mountainside, practically every ramshackled house belonging to the poorest of the poor was destroyed. But 4 days on, the search for a possible miracle survivor still goes on. Here, rescue workers from England and the United States were making one last desperate effort to see if there was still someone alive beneath this crumpled building. One of the rescue dogs indicated that someone still might be alive beneath the rubble. But every place we went, there was a stench of death. At one point, a man drew our attention to the corpse of his friend.
The man's body is just still there. So here we are, 4 days after the earthquake struck. Indeed, just to the hour, and the smell of the stench of dead bodies here is just absolutely awful. And right in there is just the body of a man trapped inside, and you can see his blood spilt on the rocks. And nobody has got to him, and we just don't know how many other people are trapped underneath this building.
Who knows if this unfortunate victim will ever get a decent burial? At present, thousands of remains are being tipped into mass graves. Dominic McSorley from Concern has witnessed many natural disasters.
I mean, the focus is going to shift. It's going to shift from search and recovery for the dead to the people who have survived and the living. And that's actually a bigger problem because we have 3 million people affected. And when I say affected, we are talking about people who have lost homes, who are grieving, who have lost friends and relatives. Everybody's been impacted, and actually who are struggling to survive. We're talking about basic food, water and shelter. 1 million people are homeless tonight in Port-au-Prince, and 2 million more people have either suffered damage or loss. So it's huge. We have to focus on the living, that's what we're doing.
So 5 days on after the earthquake, they've now given up the search to try and pull survivors from the rubble. What's happening now is they're trying to take the corpses that are rotting here out and bury them as soon as possible. But the grim reality is that nobody in this country has a true understanding as to the number of people who perished in the earthquake. The numbers vary from 30,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 to 150,000. But all that everybody in this country knows is that this has been a catastrophic disaster for Haiti. Charlie Bird, RTE News, Port-au-Prince.